Hey guys and girls, how is everyone today? Hope all is well. It's Big K back for another week of Big K trades. I'm happy you're all here with me again today. Quick little market update just to touch in and see where everything's at and see where we could be heading over the next couple of weeks. It's been pretty exciting times the last 2 to 3 days especially. Let's go through it. We'll jump right into it and see where we're at. So we have Bitcoin sitting here right at 122,000 at the moment, which is really nice price action. Over the past week, we've jumped right up from 110 pretty much in the past 7 days, and we're sitting just under maybe 1 to 2% under all-time highs there. All-time highs being this 123, 124,000. We actually touched right into that again and just got rejected. So that's a slight last bit of resistance that we have before we make new highs again. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out over the weekend. But for the time being, just touching on what we went through, I think that the key break was this 113.5 level right here. I had that marked out on the chart. I thought once we broke that, we could definitely go see 117, 118, which we did, and we just pumped straight through it. So next logical targets are pretty much this 124 mark right here, which we touched just back down into that again. So we got some clear resistance right here at this 123, 124 and a half level. I'll just mark that out for you guys to clearly see. And then just right here, that level right there. We got three touches right there, so clear resistance at the moment at 123.5 to 124,000. I just want to see that break with the daily close above it, and I think we can start shooting up to my targets later. Where I'm going to be taking some profits really around this 150 mark. I think towards the end of the month, start of November, this is some really good times that if we do see an impulse like this 20-30% rise into this 150 mark in a short amount of time, that could be a little bit of a top for the time being. I'm not saying it's going to be a grand cycle top or anything like that, but it's definitely going to be a take profit level for a lot of people, in my opinion. This 150 range, and by that time, I think altcoins will be completely raging as well. So all the things we see towards the end of a cycle potentially, whether it's a long term pullback or just a couple of month consolidation, but I'll be definitely taking some profits around this 150, and I think we can get there in the next kind of 4 weeks. So that'll be really interesting to see. Ethereum's performing pretty well as well. We're at 4,500, just under 4,500 at the moment. I don't see a whole great deal besides this pretty much all our previous all-time high level right here at 4,800. That's what we got to get above. But right now, just making our way up. It's going to happen gradually. But when you look at these charts on a weekly, they're looking really good on a weekly chart. So these are every single bar here is performance of 1 week, right? So we've actually absolutely blasted through this pretty bad candle here that we see. Last week we've broken that out and completely engulfed it. So a bullish engulfing candle there, a nice reversal signal on the daily chart. Not too far off all time highs there. Things looking pretty good. We'll jump into have a look at a little bit of Solana. Solana's looking nice as well. I think it's above all its key moving averages short term. Let's just clean this up a little bit. Solana's looking nice. Holding above all key moving averages, holding above the 8 day. That's a really key momentum indicator, which would be an 8 week on the weekly chart, which we're looking at the moment. It's been holding that level really nice, so I think that can make a move up to a 250, 280. Get some all-time highs again as well. Not much in the way of resistance. This 250 level here is key. Just from what I'm looking at on a weekly chart, we have resistance here. We have a couple closes around here right at this 250 as well. So it'd be nice to see it get above that, but a move towards 250 next would be on the books for me. But even Bitcoin on a weekly chart looks even better. Look at that. If the candle closed today, which we have 1 day, 21 hours to go, it would be a weekly all-time high close if we close right here. If we can blast a bit above, that's even better. And then we put it down to the monthly chart. Let's have a look at that at a bit larger time scale. Even better, look at that on a monthly. I mean, this chart just looks sick. And you can't tell me if we're getting up towards this 150 in the next month that this is going to be a complete candle right here. Oh, actually, I've already drawn it. So We'll delete this for the time being just to get that out of there. So imagine that this candle here ends up here. Like that's going to be a massive candle, probably 20-30% monthly candle, which we have seen in previous cycles as well when it comes to towards the topping signal. So let's have a look at this candle here towards the top. We got 20, 30%, 32% before we had that first little top back here in 2021. I'm not sure about 2017. Let's go take a look at that too. This candle here, it's going to be big, guys. It's going to be really big. That's a 95% candle, but a much smaller market cap down there. But even we look into these previous tops here, like this candle here, that's one before we have a top, 38%. So I'm not too far off thinking we'll look at this last candle before we actually did top out in 2021 as well. Let's have a look here too. 50%. So if we have a little bit of diminishing returns, being a much larger market cap, we have this 30% candle, which starts us off from bottom to top right here of this month that we're in right now, October. We've just started 4 days into it. The candle already looks spectacular. You know what I mean? Once we get this break, I think we can really take a shoot up in a 30% candle. That's going to be leading us. Might not be a top, but it's going to be towards the top. And let's say it travels to 180. What's that going to be? An extra 20% maybe, like 170, 180. Yeah, so 20% further. I mean, yeah, it's good. You're not going to sell your whole bag or anything like that, but I'm talking about taking some profits around 150. I think it could be a pretty smart idea. Start scaling out a little bit. You might take out some like 10-15% at 150. You might take out 10-15% at 170 or 180, and so on and so forth. Let's say we see 250, you're still going to have at least 60-70% of your stack in there still, and we reach 200, 250. You're going to be happy. So I don't think there's too much to worry about. It's always good to take a little profit on the way up. Definitely not selling a majority of my stack, probably just little bits as you go up, and then look to scale out of the altcoins later as we go as well. As when they seem to have a steep run up, that could be indicative of a market top as well. So yeah, just a few things I'm looking at there, and we'll jump into the stock market as well. That we're on the we'll take it to the weekly chart here on some stocks. And we'll just see, look, everything's just at all-time highs, guys. So everything's just looking absolutely spectacular. Look at that. All-time highs for the SPX, which is the S&P 500. All-time high for the... where are we? Come on. All-time high for the Qs, the NASDAQ 100. Equal weight NASDAQ. All-time highs. Equal weight S&P. All-time highs for equal weight S&P 500, Dow Jones all-time highs, Russell all-time highs, Russell 2000, very good indicator when that breaks out all-time highs as well, which it did close a daily at all-time high. I believe it closed a weekly. Let's double check on the daily. I'm pretty sure it closed at all-time highs as well. Yep, it did. All-time high close on the Russell, which is good, and that is indicative of a altcoin rally imminent. When you see the Russell tend to break out, that's generally very, very good for altcoins. It can tend to lag the alts 1 to 2 months later, have a massive rally. So keep an eye out on that space. But that is the first trigger, is an all-time high break and close on the weekly and the daily chart, which it has now for the Russell. So very good indicator there to keep an eye on. Russell 2000, which is just small cap index in the US. It generally means a risk on appetite, and more money is flowing into the smaller cap companies. US, some of them not the best companies, but risk on sentiment. Russell all-time highs is good for altcoins in general. So that's one to be watching out for. We'll just put it back onto the weekly just to get a larger time frame view. And the ASX 200 Australian stock market just closed all-time highs as well. Like, we can see we're in a massive bull market here, guys. There's yeah, I hope everyone's been dancing while the music's playing, because this has been one you don't want to have missed out on. The DXY is nuking, so also good for risk assets. And we go down to gold and silver as well. Let's have a look down here. We have gold at all-time highs, almost touching the 4,000. We're at 38.85 at the moment. Look at that chart, absolutely ridiculous. That's just going mental. And almost $50 silver, which is previous resistance from back 20 plus years ago in 2012, which wouldn't quite be 20 years, but you get my drift, close enough, 15 years. Yeah, so everything going parabolic, but look, dance while the music's playing for the time being. I don't see anything on the foreseeable future to cause alarm bells, except for these valuations are going up towards the pointy end of the stick now, and yeah, just don't forget to take your profits on the way up, guys. I don't think that's a bad thing to do at all. Pay yourself. Don't ride this one to the end and back down like we've all done before. Sometimes it feels hard. You don't want to sell. They're the best times to sell, just like the best times to buy when times you do not want to buy at all. It could be the hardest thing that you have to do is clicking that buy button when everything's crashing, but that can be the best buys in the long run, and vice versa for your sells as well. So just keep that in mind. That's where I'm sitting at. Hope everyone has a great weekend. If you have any questions, drop it in the comments. Like, subscribe if you enjoyed the video so you can keep in touch and keep up to date with when I post. That'd be much appreciated. Hope you enjoyed the video today, guys. Nice and quick. Not too much to report back on the technicals. Just want to see that break on Bitcoin above 124, 125, and then I think we start making that rally, which could definitely happen next week, in my opinion. It's only a couple percent away. It could happen over the weekend, which would be even better. Working its way into the Monday, Tuesday Open in the US. That'd be really good to see. But let's play it level by level. I want to see it get above the 125 first, and then we'll take it from there. Thank you all for listening, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.